If it looks like your plants are starting to suffer, you can check in to see your flow in the inlets here, and if it is reduced or it's even stopped, there's a couple of different ways, and I'm going to show you now on how to clear the lines out. What happens is the salts in the nutrient, they tend to build up on the inside of the hose, but it's not a problem. With these few tips, I'll show you how to get rid of them and get your water flowing again. And you can also reduce the noise of your pump as well. So as the lines sort of clog up a little bit, the pump works harder and could create a little bit of a rattle in the pump as well. So by doing this, could even eliminate the noise in the pump if it hasn't gone too far, if it's not struggled for too long. So I like to start at the pump itself. You can see here the salts are building up on the pump as well. Look at all that. So first thing I'm going to do is just hose that off. And inside the container as well, even on top of the lid, you can see these salts building up. Now, I've only just harvested this salad table, so I thought it's a great time now to clean out. Even if you have plants growing, just lift the lids up when we get to that part, and it's really simple as well, so you don't have to worry about taking your plants out. So we'll wash this pump out. We'll remove the front cover as well, and you can see inside here, look at that build up there, so don't forget about that. And what you want to do is make sure that the pump cover, you can twist that there, make sure that's fully open, full open position. When you look up at the light, you'll be able to see through it. We'll hose that off now. Might need a little bit of a scrub with the brush. I'm just going to use my fingers because it seems to be fine. It's not that bad. And also make sure you get inside the impeller as well. Blow that out nicely as well. Now the next thing I'll do, I'll just going to remove the feed line off the pump. It might be an idea as well just to remove the fitting off the pump, and you may find that there's a little bit of build up inside there. If there is, just clean that out. This one doesn't look too bad. And you can also see inside in the impeller. So it's even a good idea just to flush back through that way as well. Righto. And now for the line part, ensure that your tap is fully opened. So what we can do now is, because the hose is fairly flexible, I just want to run the entire length of the hose and just squeeze it around. And what this is going to do, if there's any salt build up inside, it'll just break it apart. It's just as easy as that. Just do that all the way along. Then we can come up to our lines at the top end. Now, I'm just going to make this a simple one. You can pull these all the way apart if you do find that you have a little bit of an issue and it hasn't cleared properly. I'm just going to squeeze these lines here, give them a bit of a flex. Nice and easy. And then first of all, I'm just going to move my lids out of the way. And then I'm going to poke the hose. Hang on, see if I can do this properly without getting too wet. Pop the hose on the end here and hold it nice and tight. Hopefully you don't get sprayed too much. Make sure your tap's fully open at the other end. And then give it a good squirt through. You can see here, it's already clearing through this one here. Now these did have a restricted flow. All right, you can see this middle one's going great here. It's pouring out. I could even see some stuff clear out. Now on the end one, you can see there that it's very, very restricted. So all I'll do is just, there we go, see that? Just put my finger over this one. I blew out the rest of the debris in this other one, and now they're all flowing well. And just to do a test, I'll just go on to these other two. There we go, you can even see some more gunk just come out. And the last one will back flush there as well. Now meanwhile, this is all going back down to the pump or the tank as well. There we go, we've got a really good flow. Really good flow on all those lines there now. Now we'll come back down to the opposite end, and all I'm going to do now is we're going to flush in the direction of flow. So there's our feeder line from the pump. I'm just going to put that in here so I don't get too much water everywhere, and I'm just going to flush that now through the feed lines. So now that's going to flush any gunk out that was in here that I didn't get before. And also, I'm just going to open and close the tap a few times. So I will get a bit of pressure there, just to loosen up any gunk on the tap valve as well. And now you can see there's a really, really good flow. That's 10 times better than what it was, just by flushing from the opposite end going through. I'll give that a few seconds just to make sure there's no gunk caught in there. Now, if you do have a persistent blockage, it's quite easy just to remove each of these hoses here. We can just unscrew the caps, pop them out, remove the hose like so, and just give each individual fitting a nice flush out with the hose as well. You can even get something sharp and poke down towards the corner here, and just to get rid of any grit that may be a real pain. You can do that with every line and every fitting. Pop that back in. We'll do our fittings back up. If you have the small salad table, it's a good idea to quite occasionally just pull the feeder line out to see if it's got a good, nice, even, strong flow. If it doesn't, just carry out the same steps with the hose from the pump. Remove the hose from the pump underneath. Turn the valve open and close it a few times just to free up any gunk that might be caught on there. And then flush it from the pump back through this manifold here with all these hoses out, just to make sure you get a nice even flow. Squeeze these hoses as well, just give them a bit of a twist here. You can also undo these little valves here if you do have any gunk caught in there. Just be careful you don't lose the little washer that sits on there as well, otherwise you'll get a leak. You can flush in through there. You can pop a little, say a little bit of wire or something through there and free that up, just to make sure that this piece is nice and clear of any debris as well. Pop that back on. Just be careful you don't do these hoses up too tight, because, or these little fittings up too tight, because you might break this rubber seal here and you'll get a leak. And the same process goes for the triple decker as well. So I've got this one that's just been harvested, and it's a great opportunity just to go through and clear my lines, because it's a bit difficult to know how your flow is actually going. Like if it's in the other tables, you can pull the line off and you can see how much water's coming out. It's a little bit more difficult to see how the water's flowing, so a bit of periodical maintenance won't hurt. So in this case, remove the hose from the pump and then flush the water up through. Turn the tap on and off a few times as well. Squeeze this line, and there you have it. That should clear out any debris that's in your triple decker as well. With your salad tower, all you need to do is remove the hose from the pump, squirt the hose up through the top. The 4 little outlets that you've got at the top there, you can also, I can't even see mine because I've got too much basil growing. Just squeeze those little rubber hoses, blow the water through, and that should remove any blockages as well. So I hope these little tips have helped solve your blockage problems. It's quite simple. You might need to do it a couple of times because there could be a little bit of grit that got caught again. Flush it out, reverse flush it, do everything that I've showed you there. And if you do have a noisy pump, carry out that process as well, and you might find that it'll actually quieten your pump down a little bit as well. It'll stop that rattle, as I discussed before. Enjoy. If you've got any more questions, if you need any help, jump on our support link, and it's got all our frequently asked questions, troubleshooting, videos on how to put all our salad tables together. It's pretty much got everything there. If it doesn't, give us a yell and we'll come up with an answer for you.